Off the back of a fine win at the weekend, and everybody knows what it's usually like, hyped up and good journey home. But do you see a mood change in your players when they're winning to when results are not going right?
Of course you do. That's just natural. We did have a really good trip home, nice and lively on the bus. But I think I commented on Saturday, we don't get too high and we don't get too low when a defeat comes. So it's our job to keep the boys knowing what the aim is, working hard, and keeping the standards high from the staff with what's going on off the pitch. And it's just gentle reminders all the time. We've soon got to forget about the wins and move on to the next one. But we obviously want the players and the staff to enjoy when we do win football matches. That's something that's been drilled into me. Make sure you do enjoy them. But it's back to work. It was back to work early in the week, ready for a tough game on Saturday.
Is that important that you manage those emotions quickly straight away as soon as Monday morning comes back on the training ground?
Yeah, but I want people to show emotion and enjoy themselves and handle how they lose the way they do. That's part and parcel of it. But I think with what we are doing, I think the players understand we're not just putting a session on just to get to the next game. We're doing it to improve all the time, improve what we're doing, improve as a team and individuals, and that's the challenge of the staff. I mentioned it to the players that will be putting on sessions that test them and try and move them on.
You're the manager, you're the man who makes the final decisions. You've just mentioned briefly there about your backroom team. How important have they been, and how are they all working together?
Yeah, really important. Ryan's extremely important to me, hence why I went with him. Fresh ideas, new ideas he's bringing, which we can see. And then we just work well together with Kenny, Jacko, work well together and just allowing them to do their jobs. Obviously, I have to have an input and a say in what's going on, team selections, tactics for the game. I have to agree with them. But it's allowing them to do the jobs and flourish in doing them. I obviously knew what Ryan was capable of. But like I say, it's early days. Plenty of work for us to improve on as well, which we'll keep trying to do.
Just looking ahead towards where we're going, one or two players just gone out injured. Unfortunately, Shiloh Trace didn't make last weekend. Charlie Colquitt's had a few weeks away from first team football now. Can you bring us update where you are with them?
Yeah, Charlie had a good week away at St George's Park. Come back, he's doing pitch sessions now. Hopefully he'll rejoin the group next week. Shiloh looks like this weekend will be too soon for him. He's still feeling pain in his ankle, so it'll probably be too soon for him. He went out and did a jog, a little bit of a pitch session with the physio yesterday, but he's still got some pain there, so this weekend looks like it's going to be too soon.
The emergence of young players at this particular football club, as we all know, we've seen hundreds and hundreds come through the door and make top level football. You've got one or two breaking through again this particular season. One in particular is Owen Lunt. We've spoken to him about his progress and how it all started for him. How happy are you with where you're seeing him?
Yeah, I'm really delighted. I commented. I think when we played Barnsley, how the young players have come in and adapted well, and they're a real bonus to us. I think Owen's been terrific when he's got on the pitch. He's right up my street in terms of how he gets about the pitch, and he's aggressive. But he's got to maintain that. It's hard for younger players because obviously he won't get the game time within the first team all the time to do that. But he's got to replicate how he plays for the first team when he's playing for the under-21s. But really delighted for him. He's a smashing lad. Just gets on with his work, gets through pain, all that type of stuff. Always out there. But really delighted for him. Like with all the young players, we've got some who've gone out on loan to gain some experiences, and we're getting great feedback on that. But the key is for them to just keep pushing on, not expect to be in the team, and they've got to earn it by working hard in the training pitch.
I don't think it's a burden having the name Lunt, a synonymous name to Chrysler that he carries, but I suppose it could add a little bit of pressure, and again, it might even make him more determined because of the career that Kenny had.
Yeah, obviously Kenny's a legend at the football club. He's a different player to what Owen is in many ways. But I think they handle that well. The family handle that really well. They let him crack on with it. They obviously look after each other, but they let him crack on with it. and I think they can see that he's a different player to what Kenny is or was. I know he still likes to play now and again. Anytime there's a game comes up, he just wants to play, Kenny. But I think they handle that well and don't try and change him, encourage him to do what he's good at. So yeah, I think they've got a nice balance there. Like I say, the great family support each other.
Let's look towards the weekend then, because you're preparing now for another away trip. You know, you've only had one defeat in 7. You're up there with the top goal scorers as well. You know, confidence must be high. And the thing is, if you want to maintain the progress, you have to keep getting results away from home. So there's one to build on again after last week. Yeah,
it is. And it's going to be a tough game. They've started well as well. Recruited really well throughout the summer, got some good players and some experienced players in, and it's going to be a real tough game. I think the key message to the players is you can't just bounce into the games expecting to win. We've done our work this week, we'll continue to do it to give ourselves the best opportunity we can to get a positive result out of the game.
8 different scorers already. You know, I think the stat was that it took till January last season to get 8 different scorers come through. That must give you every good feeling that whatever's happening, I know you don't want to keep going behind and you don't want to be conceding what you call sometimes soft goals, but it must give you the feeling that you know there's enough firepower in that group to get goals and win matches.
Yeah, there's just a lot more creativity in the team to what there was at large parts last season. Obviously, we had injuries last season, which didn't help that. But we just got a lot more creativity. Players getting themselves in positions that they can score. The forwards scoring goals from inside the box, which is key. They're the best goals they can score. So yeah, we're delighted with that. And long may it continue. As long as the players are trying to do what we're asking of them and get themselves in that position, I don't see why it shouldn't continue.
Just wrapping up on Wimbledon, what are you expecting from how they are? They haven't started particularly well at home, but you're right, they've only lost the one game like yourselves.
Yeah, watching them, really well organised, slightly different style to what they were playing last year. Like I say, got some really good players in there, experienced players, also some youth they brought through, their own players as well. So it'll be a tough challenge, one we've got to be ready for. We'll prepare right for it, but the mindset of our players has got to be right to compete in the game and earn the right to play how we want to play.